you gave him, he can also look pretty bad. I remember the Bloodseeker versus Invoker matchup he had in the series yesterday, and it didn't really look good. I also feel like they have to address Leo Styles Puck, because, every time this guy gets that hero, it really feels like he can just solo carry. So, either pick it yourself, either first phase Nyx. They banned the Nyx, so I hope they just go Puck here. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, they just straight up won, like, all their games of the Major with Puck, I think, if I recall correctly. They've lost one game since then to Infamous.
They take it out. All right, Thunder Predator doesn't want to give it up.
Radiant team pick.
All right, I like this. Good opener. Quality stuff. A little bit different from what we've seen lately from Infinity. They haven't really been opting for this in a while.
Yep. Snap picks, though. This is a good opener for Thunder Predator also. Lesh Mars, big damage here. Solid laners.
This is probably the only team that opens with Lesh Mars, right? Because they can flex the Mars to 5. Like, this is such a different opener.
You're right.
It's very similar to their opening they did versus Hokori, though, where they went the Mars and the Shaman. So it's like kind of similar concepts,
True.
Where you just get this tower push to go with your team fight control. So you already have a lot in these two picks. But speaking of Invoker, and after having a rough lane versus it, Infinity won it for themselves today.
I mean, I like this. I feel like it's a solid hero for PP. You have a lot of different play styles. Pretty solid.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. We saw him first phase banned again the other day, so reasonable that he could get taken out.
All right, here we go. They're going to go for the last pick in this phase. They're going to try and hold out for the Bristle on Infinity. That's their plan right now, okay? Because they don't have the ban into picks. They can't risk the Viper ban at this point because it'll be too obvious.
So, yeah, along the lines of what Bowie was saying with the Mars being a flex to 5, like, do you ban 3s here if you're Infinity? Because, like, Centaur, for example, is still in. Thunder Predator could pick it. They could play Lesh mid. They could play 5 Mars and totally work the Centaur in, right?
True.
Like, this is such a hard opener to ban against here. I think Timber and Oracle are fine.
Yeah. I think it really depends on what Infinity wants to play. If they want to get that Bristle, as Trent said, I don't think you really care about the center that much. You just want to be able to enable your Bristle by not giving them easy breaks or just like easy counters.
Not picking it with Luna this time.
Yep, that'll be.
Do you
not
ban the
lane
Viper,
would also
or is that
nice.
too much of a tell?
I think it's a tell.
Yeah, you can't.
They do have the
do
last ban, but if they ban Viper, maybe Thunder Predator picks it. So
yeah, no, totally. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about here. All right. Ooh, Razor.
Wow, that's odd.
So
Are they
that's
going like Lifestealer or something?
I think Lifestealer. Troll. Maybe they want Bristle themselves. We've seen Razor sort of attempted against the Bristleback.
Yeah, they would be... well, I mean, they have the Invoker, so they can help out a little bit already versus it. And then if they don't ban the Viper, obviously they could fit that in. But if Thunder Predator want Bristle, they'll obviously ban it. I also don't remember them playing Bristle lately, have they? Just looking through their games, I don't see it.
No,
but I mean, it's a good hero, so...
Only bans.
I think he's floating up into that category, and he's also like really easy to play. I don't think there's any pro Dota team that's like, we can't handle Bristleback. Or we just don't have a Bristle player. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's too easy.
You didn't download the script.
10 seconds remaining.
All right, so they take the Kanka here, very normal counter against Invoker. Thunder Predator. I think I would like to see their 4 here, because they can still flex in between. Oh. Okay.
All right. Well, not Lifestealer, but Lifestealer's close relative.
Your favorite relative, also.
Yeah, they just got rid of another like amping hero too, right? You'd have like Alacrity as well as Corrosive Haze.
It's also really good
jack
in
up on your carries. Yeah, true.
Okay.
More flexibility.
Very good in lane versus Jug too.
Yeah, they first phased this before too, so they. I assume that that points to probably having some flexibility with it, even if they did play 3 last time.
Oh boy. Not sure if this is a deny pick or if they.
I love it.
Well, this is where they were supposed to take the Bristle theoretically. But we're going Deucer instead. Okay.
Oh.
Well, okay. I mean, Evoker
this does.
can play
Go
like
ahead.
can create a lot of space, and I guess the abandoned Medusa lane is you don't really lose that lane if you play well, but very little pressure. Those two
So, but-
those two heroes can output.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here. I mean, please. But this doesn't really look like a great Dusa setup. Like, Coddle's pretty annoying, right? Blinds aren't really fun. I know you buy Manta, but still. Lesh does a lot of damage. Jug, as we've talked about, he can go invulnerable with his ultimate, so that's a pretty handy tool versus Dusa. And Mars takes advantage of her stationary nature.
Yep.
They're pretty easy to hit spears. Like, I mean, I think Dusa's good, especially with Invoker, but Thunder Predator seemed pretty well covered for this.
I agree. I think it's really hard to play, especially if this is a 5 Mars, right? Because the only thing he has to do is press R, and then this Medusa doesn't want to buy BKB.
They need to ban TA, don't they?
Yes.
Right? That Coddle TA?
Yes,
Isn't that the
yes,
combo?
yes.
By the way, MJZ recently beat Moose in a pub with his Coddle. He played Coddle twice. Oh, wait, what? Yeah, they're definitely about to get TA'd.
What?
They think that it's a mid Lesh.
It could be, but I
think you
think
flex
it's a
the
Frank
Lesh.
Lesh.
Yeah, I think you put the Lesh on 3 or the Mars on 3. You could even just support Lesh if you want to. I think it's going to be a bomb TA pick. And they're just going to run them over with the meld and the reduced cooldown.
Oh, man, they're going to have to let's pick up 4 here.
So what's cool, too, is that, I mean, if they don't pick Viper, they could Bristle also.
Yep.
Thunder Predator.
Yeah, and I
10th
mean, that would have to be a Viper 4, so unless this Abaddon is a 3.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's kind of what I mean. Like, the 10th pick Bristle sort of looks possible. They don't have to.
Yeah, they're set pretty well either way, honestly.
They're a really
All right.
solid draft. Moose is on it.
What ties Infinity together, though? Melee Initiator, right? That's why they banned the Earth Spirit and the Tusk, because it's a ranged offlaner. Melee Initiator works well together.
Pretty much all banned, Trent. There's no Pango, no Clock, no
Nyx.
Tusk, no Nyx.
They could go Willow, but that's not very good.
Okay.
Tiny.
There's this guy.
Perfect.
Instant
Oh, it is mid-lesh.
Okay.
Nothing fancy. Okay.
Is it a Frank Titan or... No, MJZ Titan. Okay.
All right.
So a 4 Coddle for Moose.
I mean, Thunder Predator's draft is very good. They're going to have this Titan in the same lane of Little Boy. A lot of units for him to get the Spirit. I think this Juggernaut's going to have like a pretty decent lane here. Mars with Coddle. So much extra damage that you get with the cooldown reduction. This is... I don't know. I don't like the Dusa. That's it. I'm going Predator here. Very normie.
I think their draft's kind of okay, honestly. I mean, the ET's a really good pick. It's a very good hero versus Medusa because she's so stationary and just like static in the team fights.
Yes.
With the arena on top of it as well. But I don't know. I think like compared to some of the other drafts you've had from the team that we consider the underdog and everything, this at least looks playable. You know, if they hit their timings well, they get their towers, Pamplona pops off a little bit, things go
It's
well.
definitely playable. PvP's very
Predators-
good on the Invoker.
My biggest pet peeve is their win condition looks really bad here. The Medusa against everything else. Like, the other heroes are fine, but Karhua will have a tough time here. He's going to have to carry very hard to win this game.
Yep.
Definitely agreed there. And with their stand-in, I mean, hopefully they can gel. Hopefully the movements will be fluid. But to me, Thunder Predator also have a pretty good lineup for the invasion, right? Like Elder Titan's pretty good at scouting that out. Lesh is pretty fast. You got 2 heroes on mounts, and you got a Spartan. I don't know, man. I'm scared. Harry Potter over here doesn't stand a chance, Trent.
PP Invoker. It's fine. PP pops off sometimes.
He's level 26.
This
so
is his game.
He does. He's ready. All right. He's been training for this. Tiny as well. I see a platinum badge over there. We're comfort zone for Infinity. And so much comfort that they are spamming those voice lines into oblivion. Gary, Theben, good luck to you. Looks like you're going to competing for a little bit of time on the mic with these voice lines.
Yeah, gotta change some audio settings because they are ripping straight through my ears. As we got ourselves, the PP powerful Invoker in that mid lane. Looking at the stand-in, of course, now no longer playing with Infinity. They've picked up Stockholm, or I think Bowie there, Ramsey Karhua, on that Medusa. I don't know, the panel's saying this is a playable draft is like, my brother cooking me something for dinner and me saying, yeah, it's edible. I don't know, it looks pretty decent. It's good, isn't it?
Yeah. It's decent, like you said. The Dusa with the alacrity has been something monstrous lately. So we'll see how it goes. They need to get through the early and the mid game before they can get to that point where Infinity's draft really shows its strengths, right? And I'm not so sure if Thunder Predators are going to allow them to do that.
Yeah, they've really been one of the stronger teams out there. Especially when you've got Leo style on these magic damage dealing early game pushing heroes in the Puck, the Leshrac. He's looked incredibly potent on them.
Yeah, I think
for any weird bounty rune plays, is there? Just gonna go 2 top for Radiant.
No, looks like it's 2 for 2, and it also looks like MGZ is gonna be starting top potentially level 1 here. No, he's just gonna walk back bottom. Okay. I thought maybe they're gonna do something level 1 top lane, do some damage. MSZ goes blocks and gets his level 2 right away, but yeah, ET. Oh, okay, never mind. He's changed his mind. He's going back top. He wants to do it. He wants that big spirit.
Level 1, you do have kill threat on this Medusa, don't you? With the fact you've got this spear, illuminate, lots of magic damage, maybe some punches from ET. Oh, okay,
nah, it's just a big spirit play.
It is just a big spirit play. Drag it across the map.
There you go. And ET versus Nature's Prophet, I kind of like it a lot. I feel like it can really bully the Nature's Prophet, especially with the extra damage that you will get when your spear passes through the treants.
There it is.
We will see. We'll probably end up seeing this big camp spawn, right? Because these treants are going to expire. Oh, yeah, they expired.
Just in time.
With that, MJZ is going to get so much damage. I feel like Infinity are not going to be able to win this lane, especially with that camp being alive. That pretty much dictates like whether an ET lane wins the lane or not, if that big camp is alive.
Yeah, because now he's basically got that double damage whacking away a little boy, and that really does secure free farm from Minnows on that Juggernaut now. Not really under pressure from... what would you expect to be pressured by a Prophet and a Tiny? Going at you, punching you, Blightstone with the Treants. All the time it's going to make that much simpler. For now, no real aggression. It's top lane where they're sniping couriers. Abaddon's going to try and find the Mars's one. He's in behind these 2 Radiant heroes, being forced away from his creep wave, but that equally means that Medusa farming away safely. It's a matter of whether Sexy Yogi gets away from this. He's got stick charges, looks like he will be fine. And Mars Cottle, something we've not seen too much of. How do you like the chances here for Thunder Predator?
Well, it's just a lane shoving kind of lane. You can just spam it out with your spear or your illuminate, get the last hits, and just get the pulls on the big camp. Sexy Yogi doing a good job of blocking that big camp right now. Eventually, I think this Abaddon is going to run out of resources and just die. Or, need to suicide or something. Because he's not going to be able to be much help to the Dusa.
Yeah, and I guess with pretty short cooldowns on Frank's spells and having the Chakra Magic there, yeah, you're right. Trading out regen against them. Not super effective. That final lane, the mid one, Leo style against PP. Leshrac getting the slight upper hand in these early levels. But we know it all comes down to that Invoker's first couple of rotations, especially once he picks up the urn.
That tornado's so short.
He got the creep though, right? The range creep secured up.
He did. Leo style also going for this lightning storm. With something we typically see on Leshracs nowadays. He's going with the level 2 edict too. PP, he's in a lot of trouble. OMG,
He's dead.
He is dead.
That's first blood. He's had to very far, he just dies. Leo Star, you mentioned it, level 2 edict, lands the stun. He was fake pumping it out, gets the kill.
That is so bad for PP. Man, I feel like PP's confidence took a huge hit once he came into Division 2. Sorry, Division 1 from Division 2. Because in Division 2, he was doing a really good job at destroying mid players and, having his time. But this is a whole nother league when it comes to Div 1. And he's been put in his place, Gary.
Oh yeah, he has. Yeah, 3 minutes in. Especially when I was just saying that I was going to look away from that lane because we don't expect people to die. But you've been talking about range versus ranged heroes. Yeah, that's my mistake. Definitely opportunities for outplay. My goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
also a bit of a problem for PP, right? Because the lanes that he wants to rotate into, one, there's a Juggernaut lane who has spin, so almost impossible for PP to go and get a quick collapse into the bot lane for a kill. Maybe they can bring rotations into mid, that's difficult, but then top lane, there's a Mars who's pretty tanky as well. How do you see PP's, after the lane stage breaks down, how do you see it going for him?
Oh, he definitely has to gank the Mars. In my opinion, Mars is actually... Oh, wait, hold on. Nature's Prophet. He's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, slept up. The TP attempt.
One more slap. Oh, MGZ. He couldn't get in there for the right click. And he's going to get out. Oh, nice toss back mid.
They do come in on mid. Cold Snap as well as the Tornado and EMP. TP in now from the Prophet who arrives. He pops his stick. Leo Star breaks through the Sprout. Tries to bottle up. But 3 heroes there from Infinity. Get a bit of vengeance for PP.
That's a very early +1 onto the mid lane. Gives PP some momentum. That was a really good toss back there from Pamplona too. So Mars, like, in my opinion, is actually the easiest hero for Invoker to gank early on. And you want to keep killing him early so that he doesn't get to his arena that quickly and he doesn't have any escapes, right? You just kind of Cold Snap Tornado or Tornado Cold Snap and he's just kind of stuck there and dies to you. Man, good hero to feed off of to get some earn charges.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, look for that.
Yeah, you're already at like max range with Invoker, right-clicking on Mars. You're not going to go too far with the spear.
Definitely look for that from PP. They are still sticking around mid, though. Like, Pamplona's got these Tranquil Boots. Under his Dar Observer Ward is waiting maybe for this Leshrac to move around for the 6-minute rune in about 30 seconds. Sexy Yogi top getting speared up. There's no more mana here for Frank, so just going to try and give him the clicks with his early Orb of Corrosion, pushing a lot of damage onto the Abaddon. I don't know, can he finish him off here? Sexy Yogi's turning. He dies! He was very close to stick and shield.
He was. And meanwhile, Moose, he's just been stacking camps, waiting for Leshrac to get his level 6. Leo Styles got it now. He's going to shove the mid lane, look for the bottom rune.
Toss back Avalanche, though. Tiny. He gathers up the Arcane Rune, but PP now going to get stomped up. He can't dodge that Spirit. As Leshrac, the bait out. It was Prophet TPing. They thought he was going to commit to that TP, so it was a good attempt, but the fake out by Little Boy actually outplays Thunder Predator in the end and saves PP, it looks like.
Yeah, Leo Style, I guess, he got baited. He's going to get some mana here from the Kato, and look at this big stack right here.
Oh, man.
That's a 3x. Leo Style is going to be very happy to get that.
Are they trying to skip this and go for a kill somewhere? Nah, Leo Style realizes there's not an opportunity top. Maybe one here on Sexy Yogi, though. PP with a Tornado is going to stop the Leshrac in his tracks, but he already got the Split Earth out, and that means the damage follows.
It's very nice. And Moose just keeps pumping mana into this Leshrac. He doesn't even need to go back to base. He got salved up, clarity'd.
Yeah.
Just keep giving the chakra. Oh man, this Lesh is gonna be something else this game.
He's huge. Well, what's his net worth at right now?
Much.
3k? So he's what, going to be 3.5? Yeah, around that when he finishes off all these. Okay, not quite that much. 3.333.
Yeah, got all the neutral items. I think that's probably the biggest part out of that, right? Like, your team gets all 3 neutral items this early into the game as soon as they hit 7 minutes. Where Infinity, they're still going to need this Dusa to go clear her stacks.
Yeah.
To get some items for the team. And look where Dusa is already. She TP'd to the tier 2 mid. They're ditching top lane. They thought this whole time that the Leshrac was moving top to take the tower. That's why she already left. But Leo Style, he was completing the stacks, and now he's come top with the level 4 Edict. We have MJZ mid lane taking
They're trying to come and defend this. They've got the Cold Snap EMP, and Wrath of Nature there bounces onto him, and they do stop the tower from falling. I was a little bit concerned about PP and Pamplona coming in there, but Thunder Predator, they back away from it. Now smoking and TPing in towards mid. The Leshrac wants that regen rune. Moose slips away from the grasp of the Tiny and the Abaddon.
He's gonna want to just shove the mid lane out, maybe even edict the mid tower. And get a little bit more going here. Tiny though, he is walking through the river.
Yeah, and that's nice shield. So they couldn't set up for the Split Earth, but now they have vision on those 2 heroes. They can pretty casually walk back in towards mid. And while all this, it's just noise, isn't it? All this noise being made by Thunder Predator mid and top. Minos on that Juggernaut. He's at 4k net worth. He's not a Medusa. He doesn't have split shot or cleave or anything, but he is farming like a madman.
He's pretty much been the dead lane hero bottom, as the Nature's Prophet has had to move around a little bit, either TPing back to base or mid lane to help out with a kill, so not really being able to contest Jug. Yeah, trying to take some of Dusa's farm here.
Yeah, succeeding as well. He's realised now there's a few too many heroes coming into his location. And he's going to come back and farm his own safer spots. Yeah, that's now an indicator for Thunder Predator to finish off that top tower. That's why Sexy Yogi's denying that tier 1 up there. Make sure they don't get that free amount of gold. Try and close in on him. Moves with the body blocks.
Body blocks.
Yeah, no stuns. Can't catch him. Who was that? Someone tried to TP top and cancelled it. Furion doesn't have a TP.
Like
it wasn't.
Must have been Invoker.
It must have been Invoker, yeah. So it wasn't Tiny, it wasn't Medusa.
Oh, they got MNZ here. No spin. He's out of mana now.
But he's got his healing ward down, and it looks like they didn't want to go further.
They've used everything, and NP didn't want to teleport in there. He's already used the Wrath as well. He's just going to try to take the bottom tower. So many treants down here. So it's just going to be a trade, top for bottom. Not bad.
They are getting these heroes in towards mid, though, as the Tombo onto ET. Grabbed the Arcane Rune and chasing towards Invoker. I think Omni Slash might just be thrown in here. Actually, Minos just spinning with a great split earth. They catch out the Tiny without expending any real cooldowns. Invading back into the triangle, too. Minos is playing without fear. Even with spin on cooldown, he's straight up there. Making life a little uncomfortable for the Medusa. While PP is looking to defend the remnants of the HP on that tier 1 mid. And an arena comes and an Omni Slash on Medusa, though. It wasn't just an invade into the jungle to make her uncomfortable, it was to kill her. They get the tower, kill off the Medusa. Invoker and Abaddon, they're moving forward very aggressively here, but it's more of a 2 or 3v5 than a fight that Infinity would want to take.
Yeah, I think Dusa didn't want to give up this triangle area. She wanted to just continue to farm, and there's already 5 heroes for TP there. Invoker already spent the spells on the Leshrac. He had no way to help this Dusa out. And I think that's just a kill that shouldn't be happening. Dusa, if you see all the heroes around mid, you're just going to want to be across the map farming elsewhere. The Ancients are not the only place where you can farm efficiently. Especially on Dire. Dire has like this area here where there's 4 camps all together. It's very nice for Dusa to just sit there too.
It's like that outpost triple camp. So nice for the Dusa to farm. You cut down a couple of trees and split shot to your heart's content. Like you mentioned though, Little Boy got that tier 1. He's closing on Orchid, 200 gold away from it. And that gives them so much more potential to catch these heroes with Invoker and Prophet pairing up with this potential Pamplona Tiny with that burst damage. But they need to give the Tiny a bit of room. He's got Tranquil, Soul Ring, lots of little items, so Blink's quite heavily delayed on Tiny.
Definitely, but I do like the Soul Ring. It's a feels good item for Tiny. You can just run around camp to camp or wave to wave and just double nuke it. But like you said, it's going to delay his Blink Dagger heavily in this game, and they're going to need to be able to fight as 5 very soon. That Dusa death has put her back quite significantly, to be honest. The Leshrac's almost ahead too.
Yulzing up on the Abaddon.
No ulti yet. Only 5.
Yeah. Down he goes. It's pretty deep in there. Getting some sentries down, trying to de-ward that bottom jungle. Open it up a bit more for the Medusa. While a stomp onto mid. PP slept. A level 2 stomp with an Earth Splitter and a spear, well executed by Thunder Predator, and that Illuminate.
Blown
and Leshrac catching. Demolishing the Invoker. That was really beautiful. Poetry in motion there from Thunder Predator. Every spell cast to perfection. And Juggernaut's going to spin out a top, so he's fine. Looks like the debut of that Orchid not paying off with a kill of their own, while Tiny... He's a little bit stuck out here, but he dodges the stomp. The Tranquils.
There's a Yule.
The speedy Tiny gets him away with it. Yeah, got the Yules. Oh, no split.
He's not going to go for it. Yeah, there's going to be a shield that comes out, and he might just put himself out of position, plus waste mana on Leshrac.
That's mana for farming, isn't it?
Yep, exactly. And he's got the Butler. This game, it's Moose running around, just giving him chakra off cooldown. He's gone back to base like 1 time. Yeah, I mean, he's not like the highest net worth hero, but he is farming like the more dangerous areas, giving MNZ all the good farm, and he's still applying pressure while farming on Leo style. He's keeping up with the Dusa, which says a lot.
He's like the bouncer, he's holding all the doorsteps, all the staircases towards the jungle, giving Minos, like you say, he's in the club. And Leshrak's out there making sure that Invoker can't push past him. Tiny's not going to make any moves.
Leshrak hero has become very popular as in China region as well. I feel like watching. Oh, yeah,
Sexy
no,
Yogi
just
6
flirting
now.
around. Yeah,
He's walking
he
up.
just wants to get some information.
Hello. Getting stomped down. Pops his borrowed time and runs it off.
Yeah.
He's
So
fine.
I was gonna say like Thunder Predator and Beast Coast. Whenever I watch them play, I feel there's so much of a little bit of China in their playstyle and their drafts too. I don't know if they like watch a lot of these games, but lately I've been watching a lot of Chinese games because it's very interesting. And this Leshrak mid, that's been something popular over there. And the way that Leo Style is playing it is very similar to that. Where in South America, like most of the Leshraks we've seen in the other teams have been this off-lane Leshrak, right? With the arcane boots going into the mech, the Whisper style Leshrak.
Yeah, the real tanky utility ones. Oh, little boy. There's a DD Mars eyeing you up. Yeah, he's got the Arena Spear. Lines it up onto him. TPs are starting for Infinity. They're trying to save out little boy, but yeah, they realize he's dead to rights. No chance of bailing him out of that danger. And MJZ is going to quickly realize there are a lot of Infinity heroes right on top of him. Tombo with the EMP and a Tornado to finish him off. Get some earned charges over towards PP at long last, who has been saving up a lot of money towards a Hand of Midas now. So they're going to be scaling on him as well.
He wants to be scaling, exactly. He realizes his Quaswex Invoker is just not working out this game. He wasn't able to get too many kills. And with the Midas, he's just going to try to transition into that Exor build. Normally you would see a Vessel and try to fight with that Vessel and the Tiny, but they just feel like that window has closed already. So better to just go for the Midas and go for the next steps instead of going for that Vessel first.
So it's a good sign though, right? Good realization.
Yeah.
Adapting to it. Because we've seen so many times, especially Division 2, the teams kind of, they have that thought process in their head. We need these items. That's how we want to play our draft. And they brute force it. Doesn't quite work out, but this is a nice little switch up. Especially when you've got a Medusa on your team. Going into that late stage of the game, getting her to a point where she is that raid boss. Tank her up. Get the alacrity going as well.
MNZ is also adapting his build into the Diffusal Blade because of the Dusa in this game. I think we've seen this once before. The Juggernaut with the Diffusal Blade, he's not able to farm as quickly because he doesn't have the Maelstrom or the Battle Fury, but it is shown to be quite effective against the Dusa in burning her mana, slowing her down.
And it's nice to see Minos as well on his Juggernaut. He's killing off Sexy Yogi there, but he hasn't gone for that stats build or the attributes build. He has started to max out his crit and his healing ward, because we've seen that attempted in a couple of games now. Not been a fan of it, have we, Theben?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Little boy's eyeing up that mid-tier one.
Alright, Gary.
What's up?
We've watched like probably more Dusa games than anyone who wants to be sane has, right? What do you think of this build, this Manta into Aghanim's? I've seen this so many times now, not in South American DPC, but in other regions. They have been going for this build. I feel like it kind of lacks a little bit of damage. It does make her a little bit unkillable, but yeah. Not so sure what
almost
to
a
think
kill on Minos there. I don't know. I struggle to put my thoughts into it. I think it's nicer if you have a very specific, like, at 20 minutes we're going to have Manta Aghanims on Medusa, and we'll have this Alacrity, and we'll have, 3 or 4 items together, because it gives you control, it gives you team fight. As they do kick off a team fight in the mid lane, EMP, you're not going to connect on anyone, and they spin back onto Sexy Yogi. Minos gets the Chakra Magic put into him, and they drop the Abaddon. Reset and back up Infinity. They can't lose PP here, always been caught in the arena with a spear. Frank makes the perfect jump in with his fresh Blink Dagger, picking off the Invoker, the bonus kill on top of the Abaddon.
Yeah, they're just being completely outnumbered with the Juggernaut showing up to the fights. Dusa still wants to farm her items, and then they got the Nature's Prophet on their team, right? So every time Thunder Predator group up, Infinity can only bring like 3 or 4 heroes to these engagements. Little boy, he has no business TPing into these fights at all, because he doesn't have a BKB. He's got this Orchid build, which is like a pick-off build, but TP are not splitting up on the map.
Radiant's bottom
Yeah, but back to the
tower is under
Medusa.
attack.
You know, I guess
Yeah.
in my head I'm kind of comparing Aghanims to Skadi, right? Those
Yeah.
either you go Manta Skadi or you go Manta Aghanims. You know, Skadi 5300, Aghanims 4200. It's like what, 1,000 difference. And I just I would be more scared of the Skadi Medusa, thinking about how she scales into late game.
Exactly. I think so too. I'm not sure. Like the thing is, all these pro players, they've been going for this Aghanim's build, so
I think it's
there must
annoying,
be.
isn't it? Like playing
I
against
just
the
don't know.
Aghanims is annoying.
Right, it is, because you get stunned up, and technically it is damage because if you're hitting them, it's gonna be amplified.
Yeah.
But that's all it
true.
really does. It just kind of stones them. If you're running, it's okay, but if you're not doing damage, you're not helping your teammates out. I don't know.
I guess the other scenario that it is kind of nice, you know, when you get the Aghanim Scepter and the Shard as well. Like, if you have those paired together, then it's like, yeah, I'm a big fan of that. But that's like reliant on second Roshan somewhat for this Medusa.
Yes, sir.
Speared up. Is Mana Shield off? Now it's on. It was off for a
Oh,
second.
it was off, wasn't it?
It
Yeah.
was off, yeah. Because it's just been clicked on. I mean, that's a dangerous position to be in, but they do get the turnaround with PP's EMP. Frank, with the help of the Earth Splitter, looking to get back onto Sexy Yogi, who does have a borrowed time. A little crit there, gonna take him almost back up to full HP, but they slice Little Boy's Courier, silencing Mars. Little Boy facing into the bulwark of this as Gladiator, but Frank, forced out to the high ground. Pamplona does get a takedown, in comes the Omni Slash, bouncing around on the Sexy Yogi, and Minos slices the Abaddon, but it's a BKB Prophet standing his ground, whacking into the Juggernaut into a 1-for-1 trade.
Yeah, every time the Dusa
save the
pops
Dusa.
her Stone Gaze and walks out, she just has to leave, right? She doesn't want to come back into a fight, especially because she didn't have the Mana Shield on. She lost too much of her HP, so her mana can't really, you know, keep her as tanky because she's got low health and just didn't even join the fight, to be honest. She kind of stuck around there for about 30 seconds, and now she's going to farm. I do feel like TP did what they wanted to do. They've accomplished the goal of stopping the Dusa from farming, and now they're going to get a Roshan for it.
Oh, they sure have. Now Aegis for Minos. And do you maybe make an argument for giving it to Leo Style if he's going to be the one playing forward as well?
Well, yeah, you can, because he's going to be using the Edict on towers, but Juggernaut, I think he just wants to be able to go deep into the team fights, not care about anything. Defuse with the Dusa, burn her mana, no problem. And Leshrac, I think he's just going to focus on farming anyway, and split pushing all the lanes.
Yeah, keep that map wide open for them.
Yeah. This Leo style build is exactly what Maybe, like I've been watching Maybe play this hero. It's the same build that
really?
Maybe goes. Yeah, Yules into bots and then Kaya Sanj.
I think Bowie's mentioned a couple of times, you know, like Beast Coast and a couple of these SA teams, like you said, are kind of focusing on China as they do walk into the Pamplona and PP. But Leshrac, with Sanj, Yules, incredibly tanky, holding a Haste Rune and an Essence Ring, very difficult to shred through. So both of those Infinity players are going to have to get away from that bot lane, because mid lane is a creep wave coming towards your base. Do kill off the healing ward with some Deucer illusions, but Leo style up top lane clips the Fury with a split earth. Still sprouted though, hasting forward.
He's gonna have to BKB TP. There's a Yules ready on the Leo style.
Yeah. Oh, he's not used it yet, though. He's holding out. PP's down. Frank has found the kill on the Invoker. Little Boy, he's going to go for the TP. He does escape, but meanwhile, over towards the Dire base.
Save the BKB.
Abaddon battling with MJZ, and the high ground push, it comes to fruition here. They're forced to glyph on the tier 3. They've got a Yules catching out the Abaddon, spearing him back in and forcing the borrowed time. Sexy Yogi, back to full HP, but into the stomp, they blink the Tiny in. Dangerous spot for Pamplona. He's just going to have to chuck an avalanche and ditch.
He wanted to toss someone out on this Tiny. Oh, Force Staff.
Who's done that? Is that ET? He's forced into high ground. He's going to Manta, Omni Slash. Oh, he jumps on the Tiny. Pamplona will give his life to save the Fury, but a spear back onto this Medusa. Caught up with a split earth. The damage is shredding through her. She's not tanky up against this level 15 Leshrac. Oh, she's dead for 40 seconds. That's a full lane of racks. They could maybe think about top lane. They're just going in. They've hit their timing. They're coming out swinging. PP's been speared up against his barracks. He's now dead without buyback as well.
Frank, so farmed, just being able to have Yules and Blink at this timing. Invoker not with his BKB.
Dire's middle
I mean, he couldn't do anything. He died, he revived, and he died again on this Invoker. As soon as he's up. This feels so bad. His Midas is still off cooldown. Little boy is trying to split push top. Yeah, it just doesn't seem like this whole Nature's Prophet plus Medusa thing is working out for them.
Yeah, they've not got someone to really start the team fight and kick it into gear. But it comes back to, like you said, you know, Lashrak is playing these side lanes. He's pushing out bottom lane. Doesn't die to their gank attempt. And in the meanwhile, Juggernaut and Mars, yeah, they were just pushing in towards mid. And now we're looking for that bottom lane of barracks. Minos still holding Aegis for another 2 minutes. Does lose his courier though. Runs straight towards the Dusa, who loses such a massive chunk of her mana pool. Just this diffusal play. Juggernaut.
has been killed.
Does this have
tier three
Axe?
top.
Oh, there it is.
Little boy BKBs. And TP's home as Leo Style defends the top lane. A little boy comes in, snipes a healing ward, aims towards the Kotl but can't kill him off. And Minos here, with Aegis still in hand, will open up for an arena spear. Baden forced to borrow time. Frank turned to stone. He's a statue outside of the Colosseum. He's used to that, like Roman god. I can't kill anyone though. Thunder Predator probably ready for a bit of a turnaround here. Gotta be careful walking up this high ground again, Infinity.
Well, the Aegis is gonna run out in 1 minute, so I don't think TP are gonna want to completely back off. And while they're pushing and sieging like this, Infinity can't really farm, right? They just gotta keep defending. The goalie's gonna continue to swell. Leshrak went back for a little bit just to de-push the Nature's Prophet's pressure on the top racks. He almost got that range rack, so he's back up there to do some rat plays. Sexy OGA, oh boy. No ulti.
Yeah, with no ulti. And that opens up the melee for them. They're picking tier 4s, you know.
Dire's bottom barracks
They want to put this one completely out of control.
are under attack.
Minos going to pop out his illusions. Oh, they're going to go for tier 3 top. Claim up the mega creeps. One more fight. It's probably all Infinity have at this point. And with Invoker being caught, he's got BKB.
Oh.
But he's speared, he's tossed back, he's still in the arena. He BKB's now, Tiny in the Earth Splitter as the Prophet. TP's in behind them to try and focus the Kotl, but Moose has got 4 staff, he's speedy, he runs away. And Minos, he's back up with an Omni Slash. They drop the Deafening Blast and the Meteor on him, but he's been forced out forward. They're pushing the Juggernaut
Aegis
into
out.
this dire team, and the Aegis is out. They bounce out the Wrath of Nature. Reset and fall back. Healing ward in 5 seconds.
Top barracks are under
Sunstrike gonna scout them. Do a good amount of damage to MJZ. Well, this is gonna be a heal up and hold high ground for Thunder Predator. Oh no, they're scared. Respecting Infinity. And TPing back to their base because they have lost the barracks.
Just gonna go back and de-push that. I mean, they can just wait for their items now, right? They just got bottom racks. They killed the tier 3 tower top. Oh, NP going in.
Radiant's top
He
barracks
smoked
are under
himself.
attack.
All right, you know, I mean, that's not bad. You still get the meter racks top side.
Has fallen.
So
It's something.
you got one set for yourself, yeah? 8k gold disadvantage, just not horrendous. You do have a Dusa, so maybe she can farm up her next item before TP get the Roshan and come back knocking on your door again. But it doesn't look like they're done on TP. They're like
No.
going in right now.
Dire's top barracks are
They
under
sure are. And creep wave
Factor
wise,
protection is off.
it's gonna kick in soon though, I think. And Juggernaut realizing that, yeah, there's the backdoor regen now. I mean, I was going to try and turn a little bit and battle some heroes. Creep waves being brought in by Leo Style. Grabs an Elven Tunic on his way through. That's also going to contend with that Nature's Prophet split push. And they can't go towards mid or bottom lane. Invoker's trying to set something up down in bottom. Push that wave out, but he's going to have to come back and defend. You have to team fight. You've got to defend your throne. Minos on the doorstep. Runs straight onto the Medusa. Does get out a Mystic Snake and the Orchid there, but immediate Manta Style from the Juggernaut. Turn onto the objectives. This little boy will sprout him and buy a bit of time for the buildings just to stay up and running, but they've used up the Tiny, who did jump into the back. Ghost Scepter doesn't save you against the magic damage. Frank and Leo Style pull the trigger on him. No buyback on Tiny. A Stone Gaze from the Medusa forces that Jug to reset and get to the low ground as the Invoker He's BKB'd and blinked in onto Leshrac, but he misses the majority of his spells. And Prophet, he's been swung around here. He's outside of the arena, but that doesn't matter when Minos is on his tail. Sexy Yogi and Kara inside. Just going to get right-click down. A great split earth from the Leshrac, catching them with a stomp, sleeping the Medusa, and a godlike shriek for Minos. Forces out the GG. A little bit outclassed in game one. I mean, solid draft, some solid individual plays, but Thunder Predator, upper echelon team.
I don't know. This Nature's Prophet plus Dusa just felt a little too greedy. And with Invoker cross-flexed and transitioning into Exo very early because he couldn't really do anything on the map, it just felt